Happy Monday. It is June 20th, and we are on day 8 of 100 days of 100 days to break. So, Thursday was day 7, the truth that sets you free, and we did waterfalls, creating the waterfall. And there's truth to what I say on my waterfall. Like water flowing, the truth of all things will set you free. It's like a going, I guess it's like a thing I've been dealing with for a while now about truth and those that tell it and those that don't. And the ones that tell the truth, you want in your life, or I want in my life. And those that don't, they can go on because nobody has time for lies. Or the feeling of not being worthy of somebody's life is what I found. Um, and what I thought was, well, I'm not worthy. And that's not fair because I didn't do anything to not be worthy. Um, cheer. So, you know, yesterday I did not go live. Um, I don't know about the rest of you. And I know some of you probably feel like I feel. Father's Day is tough. So, um, yesterday was tough for me. I lost my dad 7 years ago. And though my husband, we celebrate Father's Day for him, he understands, but I don't take away from his day. He is celebrated through and through because he is a really good dad. Um, but Father's Day is tough. I felt like something was missing, and I couldn't put my finger on it initially when the morning got started. And then later, I was like, you know what? Your dad's not here. And it's still tough, even though he's gone. It's still really hard. Hey, Shar, um, talking about Father's Day and feelings. So I figured yesterday was, it was just kind of, I needed to just be. And it was easier for me not to go live and for you all that celebrate Father's Day to celebrate it and celebrate your dads and celebrate your husbands and celebrate the fathers of your kids and what have you. My husband was working, unfortunately. So we celebrated on Saturday. And it was pretty nice because we did dinner. And then my daughter, who is in Dallas, FaceTimed in, and her boyfriend were eating dinner at the same time. So it was like we were all together and laughing and cracking jokes, and it was just nice. So, um, if you're able to do that, I suggest it. There's Google Duo as well if you don't have an Apple phone. I'm sure so. Sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Sure. So say that 5 times fast. Um, yeah, it's rough. It's like a one way or the other. You celebrate Psy, but then my dad's not around, so it's different for sure. You just kind of you try to find a happy medium between the two. So, um, so yeah. So today is day 8, and today I think is a good thing, um, a good topic because I know I feel like this a lot, and I felt like this past year, and it made life really hard. Um, you aren't a mistake is uh, today's day. So Psalm 139, verse 14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. I don't, for me, I have to remember that I'm wonderfully made. I think we all have to remember that. We aren't mistakes. We're meant to be here. God put us here. He doesn't make mistakes. So Annie says, I like it when TV ads remind us to believe in ourselves and be confident we can do anything we want to do. You've seen the ones I'm talking about. An NBC star sits awkwardly on the arm of a couch and says into the camera, you know, those dreams you have, you can do them. Believe in yourself. And then the ding, 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 ding jingle plays as the star crosses the screen. The more you know people, the more you know. Here's something I know: I shouldn't believe in me, at least not in the way those commercials say I should. I've been me long enough to know that I am not someone to be believed in. I mess up, I hurt people's feelings, I care too much about some things and not enough about others. I get lost, I'm not perfect, and I don't want to pour my hope or trust into someone as faulty as me. So while I'm grateful for what the TV ads are saying, I don't think it's totally true. I don't know about that. I know I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I know that others don't love like I do. And my mother always said, I love very emotionally. Like I pour my heart into love. Um, exactly. Sure, exactly. Uh, I don't believe the hype on the TV. We are who we are. And some of us are still learning to be who we are. We're always learning. Every day there's a lesson somewhere in every day. I got hurt very hard recently by somebody who I thought would never do that, and it was a repeated thing. And I always had a trouble with, am I enough? But I am enough. We're all enough. We're all enough in God's eyes, and that's what matters. Um, so the rest of this today is, I believe in the God. I believe in the me God made and in the me God can make. I believe He made me on purpose and didn't make any mistakes. When it came to my creation, that makes me feel brave. And that is the place where I find my courage, knowing that while I'm making mistakes, I am not a mistake. That is where you can find your courage too. Maybe your parents never got married. Maybe you were born without the ability to see or hear, or maybe you're missing a limb. Whatever it is, you aren't a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. I know my tendencies and fears, and I also know my gifts and hopes. It's where those meet that I often find God cheering for me to make the brave choice. We can be confident in how God made us because His word says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. But we can't do this life or be brave on our own. Just messy. Yeah, I think artists are more messy, but hey. So be brave. Remind someone you love, a friend, partner, child, spouse, that God doesn't make mistakes. So I think of God as our protector, and I think that He sends guardian angels to watch over us and protect us, and not just protect us whole being, but to protect our hearts and our minds and um, protect us on our life's journey. So that's what I think today will be angels. Um, Now you can do it any which way you want. You can do it with paper like I showed you the other day. Or you can just color in your angel however you see fit. So so this was the angel. It kind of separated from my big book. That's my angel that I started, but it's huge. So we're going to drop it down some. And you can do paper if you want. I'm probably going to do a little of both paper and paint. Or maybe just paint. And maybe I'll do. See, I didn't get to go to Michael's this weekend like I had hoped. I was going to take you guys on another field trip, but as luck would have it and car troubles would be, I didn't get a chance to go. And it's really hot down here. I don't know about the rest of the country, but we're going to melt. So I'm going to put you down so you can see how to draw an angel. It's pretty easy. It's a little head. And then it's like butterfly wings around and a little body. So I'm going to put you down so you can see. And if I will figure out how to mirror one of these days. So she almost looking that way. So it's like butterfly wings initially. And then we do a bigger wing outside of that. So there's the start of an angel, at least in my mind. It might look different for you. So again, if we're going to do paper, the specialist that I know said we pick paper of all the same pattern for the wings, and then we do the body in a different way. So I'm doing this flower paper that I have. Maybe you don't have paper. Maybe you have cute little napkins. You can do those too. Maybe you don't want to do paper at all, and that's okay too. So we're doing literally like strips and then cutting it, ripping it even further. I will tell you though that this heat, my allergies are less. I don't know if because all the pollen dried up, but we're low humidity, but we're very hot. It's supposed to get up to 103 temperature on Wednesday. I'm not looking forward to that. I need stuff done in my yard, and I'm afraid they're going to charge me more because it's too hot to work, which I get, but you're a landscaper. I think that's what you probably run into a lot. So there's my paper. And so we're just going to start off with that because we don't have a lot of ground to cover on this little angel. And I really wanted to get some music notes, but I should have told my kids to save your music. Mom will use your music paper with all your scales. This is just another book of paper. You can get these at Michael's or Joann's or whatever. They're in the scrapbook section. This might be pretty for her. Her dress. So I'm just gonna rip up some little pieces. And I'm probably going to do her dress first because no, I'm gonna do her wings first because her dress should be bigger. And right now it doesn't look like it. She looks like a really skinny angel that needs to eat some more. We all have that problem. So that's some paper. And I'm not going to dump my I'm just using a glue sealer finish Mod Podge. They have a yellow one, they have an orange one, one's gloss, one's gloss, one's matte finish. So I'm gonna start over here. And this will take a minute to do, and it will take a bit to dry, but that is okay. You don't have to do the whole thing in paper if you don't want to. She's your angel. You do with what you want with her. And I'm not going to glue. I'm going to go a little over the paper as we go, but not much. You probably want really small pieces. And you do glue as you go a little bit because you got to get it on top, the glue on top of each other, just so they kind of stay and get cozy. They like to get cozy with each other. Paper. And then I suppose if you wanted, I mean, I have some gold paper. You could do the outside wings. This paintbrush is dry to the bone. It really has no give anymore. But that's what I use for glue because you really don't need any give necessarily. You just need it to hang out. But I say, use a lot of paper because some paper is, it just depends on the pattern you want to make. So if you tear up a bunch of little pieces, then you can make some relevance of a pattern, some semblance of a pattern. Maybe that's the word. But we're just doing a small angel in our journal books. And it's okay, you might get a little gloppity goop And that's all right because it will dry and it'll be fine. See? I'm gonna go to the other side. Again, you can do napkins as well. I have a napkin that is a pineapple. Or you can do paint. We're just painting her down, painting the paper down. I don't have any gold. I have a striped gold that might work. And then you still probably have to tear as you go. So I know some, like my friend Char here, she loves paper. I'm okay with paper. It's not my go-to all the time, but sometimes it is because it gives us a little extra something to play with. When we do her dress, we're going to go more out from it as well. So we're trying to stay within the lines somewhat. Elmer's glue would work too if you don't have Mod Podge. I tend to lose my bottles of Mod Podge, and then I have to find to get new bottles, and then I stumble upon the ones I already had, and I'm like, oh brother. Anybody else misplace stuff all the time? Like I would need my head reattached if I lost it. So I'm just gonna let that dry and hang out a little bit, and I'm gonna work on her dress while the wings part is still wet. Just going to overlay some. Paper can be fun. It can be, I mean, it's so much out there to use of paper. My air conditioner is running on overdrive. I think all of ours will be this week. This is when we wish we had a pool. I would do art in the pool. First, I would be like, "What are you doing with paint in the pool?" Being creative. seeing if we can change the watercolor. Like watercolor. Kidding. I would never. So this is the start of her. I have my dad actually gave me this guardian angel clip for the car. I think it's when Miranda was, or when the kids were born. He gave it to me. So that's the start of her. So this part, the wings, the inner wings are the same. The dress is the same. And then the outside, I have this paper as well. See, you can get books. Best time is like right after Christmas or right before Christmas. They start having all their Christmas books on clearance. So I'll do the outside wing in gold. So look for it later today. I'm going to have an email sign up and probably another project for you to do for fun. But I'm going to start. I'm a little late, like not late, but just behind the ball, and I'll get caught up. But I'm going to start my emails back up, my newsletters. So that will be going up sometime today. And just because I sort them, the gold will still shine through once this dries. At least it better. So, you know, the lesson today is about bringing positivity front and forward in your life. People will drag you down. Trust me, they will. Some of them don't even know they're doing it. Until it's too late and you've had enough. And it's okay. I think it's okay. It was a hard lesson to learn, but protecting ourselves. I tell people, you know, I've had a lot of medical stuff through the years, and my husband is my advocate, and I'm my advocate. Because these doctors, I swear, some of them, I want to look at them and be like, so did you think that going into the medical field was for the money? Because the way insurance pays out these days, you know it's not. I have fired my share of doctors. And I have told others to do the same. We have to look out for us. I have to look out for me. You know, women's bodies are different than men. They just are. I mean, we carry a lot of weight, and not just from children, but everyday stuff. I saw this thing on Facebook when, you know, my husband always says, "Where do you want to eat?" I don't know. Where do you want to eat? And he's like, "I asked you first." Well, I really don't know ever where I want to eat. Sometimes I have a taste for something, sometimes I don't. And that's, I think, partially because women have so much on the brain. We have so much going on. I know I have so much going on. I have so much to remember, so much to do. It's not just, oh, well, mom's just sitting there playing games on her phone. Well, that's kind of my time out for myself. I used to explain to my kids. I said, you know, when you've got 50 tabs open on your computer and your computer doesn't want to work right, that's mom's. Through and through, that's mom's. That is mom's. Moms have that issue. Moms, we all have major stuff to remember. Not so much now, but I still have lots to remember and things to worry about. So there's half of her wing, her other side, that's done. Now I'm going to work on this side. So maybe your guardian angel is um, not a person form. Maybe it's an animal form. You do your angel however you want her to be or he to be. I always think of angels as protectors and like God form. God created angels. I mean, when you look in the illustrations from the Bible, it's a lot of angels. And maybe angels are saints. I'm not a Bible expert. So I'm not sure how that all works. I know when you lose something, you're supposed to pray to St. Anthony. I think that's it. And he'll help you find it. 9 times out of 10, it works. Or your mom brain just finally remembers where you put it. At least that's what my mom brain eventually catches up to what's going on and where things are. My husband's like, why can't you put your keys where they go? I don't know. Because it's the last thing on my mind, where my keys are going. So, if you don't want to do paper, you don't have to. You can just do paint. Paint works too. And I have to go out because I did that show me your work thing last week. I didn't forget. And you don't have to show the world. You can always message me with a photo of your work. That works too. You don't have to tell the whole world what you're doing. You can if you want. This is a judgment-free zone. And one more piece. Right here. Or maybe two. Maybe one. So this page is going to be rather heavy for your journal book. It's already starting to curl. So I'm probably going to stick a piece behind it. So you just put some glue right here. And then 2 pages become 1. And you can do that before you start so that you have 2 pages together and one's thicker. So the page is thicker than it would be if it was just 1 page. And yeah, you're going to lose a journal page, but that's okay. At least this won't get warped and weird. And then just watch for paper that's lifting up, like this one. And then you add more glue. And then that's it. That's it for the glue. Then you have to decide what you want to do for the head. And you can, I'm going to probably paint her head. Maybe give her some locks of pearls, because my guardian angel would probably be curly, like me. So, and then when you're done and she's dry, you can write on her about what you would tell somebody else of how to feel better. My goal in life is to raise people up, not tear them down. There's enough BS in this world. I don't like tearing others down. It's not nice. It's just not nice. And we need happy and positive reinforcement and good job, well done, that sort of thing. I'm so glad you're here with me working on this 100 Days to Brave. And remember, I'm enough. You're enough. I want you to say, I'm enough, because you are. And I'm not a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. He never makes mistakes. I think sometimes we get put on this path and we're sort of like, why are we here? This doesn't make sense. And that's how I felt with my first marriage. Like I had done something, like I had hurt somebody, and this was payback. But in reality, it was a lesson of what I don't want in life. It just took me a little longer to figure it out. Um, so, you know, some paths are muddy and it's not a clear path of where we're supposed to be or where we're supposed to head. But eventually those muddy waters become clear and that path is clearer for us to take. So God has a plan. He just does. So the lesson is, while I'm making mistakes, I am not a mistake. Just remember that. There's always a reason for everything. So on that note, I hope you like your angels. Here's mine started, almost finished. About to do her head and then the background, but I can't do any of that till that glue dries. And that'll take a hot minute or an hour. I'm going to put this under my ceiling fan so that it will dry rather even. I have a outdoor ceiling fan above my desk, a little bit to the side. So watch out for my email request for a newsletter that I will start again. And it'll just keep you abreast of things coming up, things happening in the future, and with me. And I may even start my blog up again. Been a hot minute. So on that note, have a fabulous Monday. Stay cool, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching Traveling Paints with Dots.